cultural richness, but it is doing so through fine dining, yes, and live musical theatre as well. It is going to be featuring over 35 local artists, and it's an event that highlights the country's growing creative sector. So we are being joined this afternoon in studio by Dining with Diamonds production director Denim Richards, as well as Dining with Diamonds actress Sebaka Tipe. So we discuss what it is that Botswana can leverage of this, how Botswana can build a creative economy that thrives even beyond the once-off events that we often sometimes have. We also perhaps look at what investments or policy shifts, if any, need to be put in place to make the sector a contributor to national development, a meaningful contributor to job creation, as well as drive events for long-term growth in the industry. So let me take this time and get right into it. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming through.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Right. Dining with Diamonds, just that already is catchy. What the artwork is catchy. So I will start with a brief overview. What is the event?
So Dining with Diamonds is the first in Botswana, but I think it's the first in Africa. It's a musical theater mixed with a live dinner experience. So we're doing a 5-course meal, right? So it'll be soup, salad, an appetizer, your entree, as well as obviously a dessert.
Yeah.
And wine, of course, you have to have, you can't have fine dining if you don't have wine. And then we have a live musical theater show. So it's not a showcase, it's a real show that has narrative. We have 17 artists that are going to be on the stage singing, acting, and dancing, and then the artists that are also performing are also your waiters as well. So it's a highly interactive experience, and it's the first of its kind, but I think this is the first of many.
I almost picked that you're making an emphasis on the dinner. So is this a deliberate or intentional direction about the culinary arts? Because that's another art form.
It's because the entertainment industry, if anybody that's heard me talk, I talk about how the entertainment industry is the only industry in the world that employs all industries of the world. And so one of the things that we wanted to do is say, look, we have this opportunity where we can partner with a phenomenal hotel, Hotel 430, brand new, very expensive hotel, so very luxurious. And you can't have a show called Dining with Diamonds if it doesn't have expensiveness tied to it. And so we wanted to be able to engage that as well. And we think that this is the opportunity to mix the arts, the musical arts, the acting arts, the dancing arts, the vocal arts, as well as with the actual food itself, which is also the culinary arts.
Which is a whole art.
Yes.
It's about the experience then, because this is quite epic, it sounds. Then for you to be involved, how is it that you are involved? We describe here that you're an actress, but what is your involvement here exactly?
I am one of the main cast members. My name is Jasmine in the play. I started off this process in UB as a theater student. I just finished my 4th year this past semester. So it's been an experience to transition into the workforce so quickly and really just get integrated into this huge opportunity. And it's just amazing.
Do you know, I don't know what your view is. I mean, you went on ahead and chose a field of study in theatre. But, you know, over time, it has been observed that perhaps of all of our creative arts, theatre is one of those that still a work in progress, still needs further attention. Albeit the fact that it is one of the art forms that have been with us as a society. Not a drama, we would call it drama, we'd call it the skits. So it's been around that long, but I don't know if the transition to now professionalizing it is adequate. What is your experience, as you have chosen that career?
Yes, I have. And my experience has been a shaky one. Yeah. I've had to go into things that I never thought I'd go into, photography, like moving so far off from theater. And I think this is exciting for me, more so because it's starting off. Like I'm at the beginning, I'm at the spear of this. And I think it's just very exciting because I'm like, wow, I'm starting this, but I didn't think that this was going to get me anywhere in Botswana, because I thought I'd have to go somewhere else, like in South Africa or any other place. But it's just lovely to have it homegrown and for this opportunity.
I want to stay with the theatre the question, because I mean, for years we've been having advocacy for a national theatre, like the real shebang. We still don't have it yet, and I don't know if you're in your observation. You could have picked any other art, but you picked theatre.
Yeah.
And musical theatre.
Yeah.
What is the point
so, you know, obviously most people that know me from television, right?
Yes.
So from Yellowstone. And so I have my background, but I started in theater, then I did musical theater, then I trained as an opera singer, and then I got into television and film. So theater is the basis of all performance, really.
Absolutely.
So, you know, when you're looking at things, for us, we wanted to be able to reverse engineer the process, right? Let's start with something that everybody kind of widely understands, but then let's make it bigger. I would love to have a national theater. I think that that's a great opportunity. And I think this show is something that I'm trying to show to the country to say, this is what can go there, because you have to build the demand.
For it.
Yeah. We're really going to drive it. But for me, it's about you got to put your money where your mouth is first.
Yeah.
And for us as a company, that's something that we're really big into, about putting our money where our mouth is. And we're very excited about what this is going to showcase.
And it's on a very, very high profile. I mean, your invitee list sounds very profile.
Yeah.
At what level of profile are you inviting? Is the president going to be there, for instance?
We're hopeful. we're hopeful that he will be there.
Yeah.
We believe that if he's in the country, he'll definitely come. We've definitely had a lot of conversations with his office, and we're hopeful.
Yeah.
I think this will be a phenomenal opportunity because it matches so many of the country's agendas.
Yes.
Especially when you're talking about country vibrancy, when we're looking at artistic support, youth unemployment. Even for like this, our show capacitates over 200 people in this one show, not including the 37 artists that you're going to see on the actual night with the orchestra, because we also have a live orchestra, as well as, which are all local Botswana as well. Whoa. So we're really trying to check as many boxes as we can, but also wanting to say, instead of giving us something, let us offer you value, and then we'll figure out together how we can move together as a country.
Okay, so is the production Dining with Diamonds, or is the Dining with Diamonds the name of the event, and what is behind this name?
Yeah. So Dining with Diamonds came, we had so many different names, but then again, going kind of with the country's narrative, which was like trying to diversify kind of away from the minerals of diamonds. I've always been a firm believer that the real diamonds are the people, right, or Botswana. And so Dining with Diamonds, when we're thinking about a dinner musical theater show, we're like, well, why don't we just call it Dining with Diamonds? And it caught on, which is why we have our attire. And that's the name of the show. And we'll have different iterations of the show. So this one is a musical. It's very whimsical. It's a very whimsical, so we're going to be doing a lot of songs that you've heard before, but it's a brand new story theme. And then later on, we'll have a Dining with Diamonds, but it might be a drama, right? It might be like a whodunit, right? Like a mystery show. So we have different iterations. So the whole point of this is about sustainability, to be able to do this and do this all over the country, as well as do it all over Africa and the rest of the world. Yeah.
So you're part of a whole team of creatives. So I want you to talk about your colleagues of creatives. You know, the coming together, the working together, the experience as a group of creatives from Botswana in this epic engagement.
Definitely. Working with my colleagues has been an experience that I will never forget. It has brought us closer, and we help each other because we're not all perfect in these individual things, like the singing, the dancing.
What's the spectrum of creatives that
they're amazing dancers who diversify in so many different dances. I mean, we're talking traditional dance, we're talking ballroom, we're talking samba. So, and I'm new to traditional dance more especially, so I had to learn from different types of people, and there's opera singers, they're pop singers, R&B singers. So we're very diverse. And we're people who want to learn different things, and this kind of gives us that opportunity because we dip our toes into almost everything. And I think this is something Botswana will really appreciate because it's not only bringing our culture, but also Western culture together to make it modern, to make it new, to make it fresh.
That is fantastic. I want you to complete the spectrum so you have a complete picture of just what the artists,
So, you know, the great thing about this is, you know, you have an orchestra, right? So having the orchestra is a major thing. And then, like you said, we have singing, acting, and dancing, but it's not a showcase. So it's not like, hey, this person just specializes in being a singer, so all they're gonna do. It's a real show. So the spectrum of what this is you have people that are great in drama, you have this, but we bring them all together. It's like if you're going to Broadway or if you're going to the West End, right? This is what we're trying to do in bringing it here to Botswana. And that's why we're doing it on a massive scale. We also have the CEO of Prime Media Group, Jonathan Proctor, who will be bringing a delegation from South Africa, will also be in attendance. We also have the Senior Vice President of Paramount that will also be coming as well. Monde Twala that will also be in attendance. So we've really gone to the ends of the earth to really make sure that this is an event that will be worth it for everybody, but more than anything for the artists, because I believe that the talent here is so phenomenal, but oftentimes we are just lacking sometimes the proper infrastructure and the next. Right, and we don't want this to be a once-off. We want this to be a sustainable thing where people can actually have a real career in.
It's a very profound point that Janet makes here. What is the next for you as an artist?
I think the next is just leveling up in everything that I'm doing, leveling up in singing, dancing, acting. It's showed me that you can do all three of those things, not just separately. So I think the next thing
art is usually that fluid.
It's very, it is, but it's very rare to see. I think most so in Botswana in different places, because I've been in National Arts Council, I was in the National Festival just helping out, and I saw people would just do singing, just do dancing. So I wanted to be able to do all of them and really, really actually be a professional.
Okay.
In all of them.
What is the next for Dining with Diamonds?
Ooh, we have some really big events coming, and I'm very excited to talk about that. It's going to be international events that we've already been invited to do. But I'm trying to get the artists to stay focused on July 11th.
one at a time.
Otherwise, it starts to get big. But just know that we're not doing this as a once-off. But we are doing this as the first one where we're selling corporate packages for everyone to be able to come. And then hopefully shortly thereafter, we'll be able to announce a tour where we'll be going around and showing this to the rest of the world.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I want to come to the details of this. Is this time to invite? Are we inviting? Are we having mass attendance? How does one get a foot inside that room? And the details of when.
The when, what, how. So the show is July 11th. So it's right now, Friday, 6 o'clock. It will start the red carpet at Hotel 430 in the Grand Ballroom. We sent invites out to corporate, so it's not open up to the general public. And we invited it to corporates very intentionally, because the public and the private sector are so key in all these industries, especially in a country the size of Botswana. And so if we're going to create sustainability, you want the privite sector to be able to buy in. And so we figured instead of going and saying, please give us something, we wanted to offer them value. So we have essentially 15 tables. We're very, very excited as well. BITC, Brand Botswana, has come on to be the title sponsor. So they've been with us since the very beginning. So I'm very, very grateful to the great individuals, especially Kuklo, that is at Brand Botswana, who we've been engaging with for about 3 years, trying to find something that we can do. And so we have some tremendous companies that are part. Obviously, National Arts Council will be there, University of Botswana will be there, Air Botswana, but then we also have a tremendous amount of people coming from outside of the country that are buying tables. So we're about sold out. So that's a great thing.
I want to close it with you, Sibaga, now, because an artist performs for an audience. And I want to give you this opportunity to speak to your audience, being the attendees of Dining with Diamonds, or Botswana audience, or the consumers of creative arts in Botswana generally. What is your parting shot?
My parting is, this is an amazing thing to invest in. Investing your time, investing your money, and it is worth investing your money. And it is worth having your children, your colleagues, cousins, anybody, encourage them to get into this industry, because it pays a lot and it's very fun.
Okay. Well, you're one of the few artists that I've heard admit that this industry pays.
Yeah, it's because you have to come work. You have to come work for my company. We pay a lot.
For coming through. Sibaga, thank you for coming through, Richard.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Dana Richards is the production director of Dining with Diamonds, and Sibaga Tipe is an artist that is performing at Dining with Diamonds 11th July. This is at Hotel 430. This is a first that is happening here in Botswana. Well, I suppose if I was to put it in very critical terms, I would say theater, musical, dining, extravaganza, not to be missed.